Hi everyone, and welcome to the Week 8 U.S. History launch. Just to recap where we are with the Revolutionary America focus area, we're up to 13 learners in the class, and 7 out of 13 of you have mastered that focus area, so that's not too bad. Jaren and Jaden, if you are listening, you do not have to do this focus area, but you do need to complete the project, so don't worry about the first focus area and just start submitting some of those checkpoints. There are 3 of you who have not yet attempted it, so that's not a very good number. You should be definitely trying that sometime in the near future. The American History Mythbusters project, the numbers decline a little bit. As you can see, checkpoints 1, 2, and 3 were due a while ago now. It looks like 5 of you have started checkpoints 1 and 2, and 4 of you have started checkpoints 3. But it's important to note that checkpoint 4 and the final product are technically due on Tuesday the 17th. So if you have not started, it's very, very important that you start to at least try those checkpoints, because remember, they are worth 70% of your grade. So if you think about it, is it possible to pass this course without at least attempting the projects? No, it's not. Okay, so it's not too bad. We just need to get a move on. So let me know if you need help. I know some of you are just afraid to start it because you're not sure what to do. That's what these videos are hopefully going to help you with. First, I'd like to give a shout out to Christian and Madison for consistently submitting work every week. So there are some of you who do submit work here and there, but Christian and Madison are the 2 in this class that have consistently done this every week. Good quality work, and they're doing both the focus areas and working on the projects. So good job, guys. Attendance. In order to get perfect attendance each week, you need to complete the weekly instructional launches, which is this video, submit work on 5 days a week, or end the week on pace. So it's okay if you only work in this course on 1 or 2 days a week, as long as you are on pace according to that pace chart that is found in the About page of my Google Classroom. So in other words, you need to work. How can you show you're working? You could submit checkpoints for feedback, take the diagnostic assessment, and while we're talking about diagnostic assessments, remember that there's no need to take those more than once. Those are a pre-test. You should not be trying a million of those at one time. The order to do this is take the diagnostic, see what you know, whatever you got wrong, go into the playlist and learn that material. And then when you feel like you know it, take the content assessment. So you'll also want to master content assessments and remember to set goals. So remember, if your goal page continues to look like a blank slate like this, that is not good, and I guarantee you've probably been marked absent a good bit. If your goal page looks something more like this, where you're actually outlining what you're doing, you're writing in that you're taking notes, you're studying, taking diagnostics, you're being as specific as possible, then you can dance like Ace Ventura. Today we're going to talk about checkpoint 3 of the Mythbusters source analysis paragraphs. So if you are looking to start checkpoint 1 and 2, you might want to go back to one of the last 2 weekly instructional launches in order to get help with that one. So the first thing you would do is you're going to choose which myth you will be attempting to bust by looking at the sources. So the sources, these are the Mythbuster sources. So you're going to be attempting to answer one of these historical questions for your project. So for example, say you want to figure out if Pocahontas really saved John Smith. So these sources here are going to be what you use, okay? So for paragraph 1, you're going to analyze one of your sources' point of views and purpose. So remember, the point of view is who wrote it, and the purpose is why did they write it. So for example, if we were to look at source B, this account from John Smith's true relation, the point of view is from John Smith. He wrote this himself. This is a primary source. Why did he write it? Because he was, maybe he was writing a diary, he was looking back on his life. So that would be the point of view and purpose of that document. Paragraph 2, you're going to analyze the historical context of 2 sources and compare and contrast them. So some of you that have started it have been forgetting to compare and contrast. So you're going to pick any 2 of these sources, and you're going to look at the historical context, meaning what was happening in history at the time that this all was written. And then you're just going to compare and contrast the differences. So probably your most obvious differences are going to be from this one from the movie Pocahontas in 1995, as opposed to something that might have been written in 1624. You'll probably find a good bit of differences there. So, and remember, if you need help with that, just send me a hangout so I can start walking you through these. Some advice for the focus areas. Read the lesson objectives and write down the key terms. So let's look into the summit real quick. And I'm going to do a student view. So let's say I'm going to pick on you, Dylan. If we go into the actual, I want to go into the project. So if we go into a focus area, you can see this description. By the time you finish this playlist, you should be able to, and then it outlines exactly what you should learn in this. So you might want to, if you're taking notes, those are good things to write down. That's exactly what you should be learning in this. And then these key terms, you want to make sure that you're finding the definitions and writing down as much as you can about these issues here. And then you're going to learn about that information in these different parts of the playlist. So your goal is to be as educated as possible on these key terms. And don't feel like you're stuck with the playlist. You're allowed to use the internet as well. So if it's something that you'd like to just look up a random definition, just go to Google. What were the Articles of Confederation? So you're not just limited to what's here. This is all for you to, this is a guide, but you guys can learn on your own too. So for week 8, from October 18th to October 24th, according to the PACE chart, you should have completed the first Revolutionary America focus area, as well as completed the American History Mythbusters project. Most of you have not done that, meaning most of you are not on PACE. So it is okay. We have a lot of time left, but I don't want to see you guys waiting any longer. We're in school 8 weeks now, and there's some of you I have not even heard from. So if you are one of those people, please, this week, you need to start working. After week 9 is technically a quarter of the year is done, and you don't want to be one of those people that hasn't started anything in an entire quarter. So lastly, the school hack number 3, peppermint stimulates the brain and helps with concentration. So maybe while you're working, you might want to be chewing some gum or eating a mint, whatever can help. All right, so send me a hangout or an email if you guys have any questions, and I will talk to you later.